Where'd you go? Okay. This circle gave us the diameter, right? Because it was the full line. So, I mean, there's two ways to do this. This is diameter. We already know diameter pi is your circumference. So you could do 20 pi centimeters is your exact. Okay. So then your estimate was, or your approximate was, eight three or 1 3? 8 3. If you can only remember 2r pi, then you have to make sure you understand that the radius is half of this. This is 10. It would be 2 times 10 pi centimeters, which was 20 pi centimeters. So do we understand where the 20 versus the 10 comes from? One is diameter, one is the radius. Diameter is 2 times the radius. Okay. This is, raise your hand if you think it's a radius. Good. Raise your hand if you think it's a diameter. Good. So this would use the radius one. 2 times the radius. I keep my pi and my units of measure out there. So this is 20 pi feet. Not squared, we're just finding circumference. Area, we squared it. We're just multiplying by 2, not squaring it. Are we good? .83 feet. Keep your units of measure. So this is exact, and this is our approximate. This one is diameter is 14. Your radius is 7. We just need one of those. We just need the 14. 14 pi kilometers is our exact, which is about, can you say that louder? Sorry.
43.98 kilometers.
43.98 kilometers. Okay, good. Good circumference practice. Now we're going to take a percentage of it. Okay, so cheese. This is a circle, okay, and we have an arc length that is highlighted as such. So that would be if we were finding the sector area. This is the arc length. Well, that's the circle area. How would we know what percentage of this circle we need? Here's my hint. Percent equals what we want versus the total. How many degrees did this tell me? 300. How many degrees are in total of a circle?
360.
360. So this is the percent of the total. What is the total circumference? What would we use? Which information on this picture would we use to find our circumference?
2 feet.
2 feet. Okay? Your 2 feet is your radius. So what do I need to do to it? Yes, by 2. 2 times the radius times pi is our circumference. Which is 4 pi feet, right? That's the total circumference, but we want this percentage of the circumference. So we multiply like we did before. So in your calculators, you're going to write 300 over 360 times 4. Keep the 300 over 360 in the parentheses and tell me what you get. What did you get? 10 over 3. I don't think so. I think that's what we got last time. So once you get your answer, you have to click Math, Enter, Enter to get your fraction. So this is 10 over 3 pi feet is my exact answer. Once I have my exact answer, I could then multiply by pi. And round to 2 decimal places. And that is your approximate answer. So let's write these formulas down. I can cheat and zoom in. There's 2 different units of measure for circles, right? For angles of a circle. What are the different units of measure of angles? Mallory, tell me one angle measurement, like unit. The unit of measure for angles, we learned about it on day 1. Huh? Degrees, perfect. So there's degrees. What is the other? We converted our degrees into, not feet. It looked like 2 pi. Radians. We've used this every day of this unit. We've used degrees and radians. Just like inches can be converted to feet, degrees can be converted to radians. They're the same. They are used to measure angles. Okay, so we have to have this formula using both degrees and radians. For degrees, this is called theta. Theta with a TH.
Theta.
Theta
Like
in
this.
degrees over 360. So whatever angle they give you, over 360 is your percent. Times the total circumference, which we know is 2r pi, will give you your arc length. Now with radians, they give you the angle in radians. You want to multiply it by 1 over 2 pi radians to get your percent. This is the same as saying radians over 2 pi. It's what you want over your total. It's just easier to do the math when it's written like this. And then you multiply this by the circumference. 2r pi. She's gonna reckon 7 minutes. Okay, let's do one of these together. We already did this one using degrees. We already found the arc length using degrees, so we're going to use B to find the arc length using radians. So we are given pi thirds as our unit of measure for the angle. Pi thirds. You're going to multiply that by 1 over 2 pi. And then multiply that by 2 times the radius times pi. So we'll focus on the left side first, our percentage. There's a pi on the top and the bottom, they could both cancel out. This becomes 1, this becomes 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. So this is our percent, 1 over 6. Times 2 times the radius, and then remember we leave our pi and units of measure out. We multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6 pi centimeters. 12 divided by 6 is 2 pi centimeters. So these are both our exact answers. So our approximate, now we can finally multiply by pi because we're at the end. 6.28. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
That is approximately 6.28. When we have our exact answer, we need it in a fraction, okay? 2 is technically a fraction. We need rational numbers. So go ahead and try do A, C, and D. And I will come around and answer any questions.